Town.
I think they heard that.
Oh,
I'm
fuck.
not entirely sure.
Demonetized.
What is good, everybody? It is the King of Anime podcast. It is I, Satsuki the Savage, joined with joined by my co-host, Everything Animated. What's good, EA?
Remix. It is me. Everything Animated. I'm doing pretty good. How are you, sir?
I'm well. I guess as a replacement for the viewer questions, I guess we can kind of just talk about stuff that we did over the weekend, or some current events type of stuff. So
Okay.
we both watch basketball, so it's been draft, some tradings of draft picks and stuff like that. You guys got a piece as a Sun fan. So how do you feel about that?
I mean, as much as Chris Paul definitely changed the culture of Phoenix to a winning one right after we got him, he's kind of older. He's constantly getting hurt. So if this guy Beal can do his job and I guess keep himself from getting hurt, and be on it all the time, I think we'll be fine. I honestly feel like we need some depth when it comes to the bench.
Yep.
But that's a different thing entirely. So it's like, and now we got a new coach on top of that, which I don't think Monty should have got fired. But I mean,
yeah, I thought he was a pretty great coach.
Yeah, honestly. I thought, and a mixture with CP3 and then his coaching and everything else. I feel like that was what was needed for us to have a winning culture. But I guess it's one of those. Well, you got Kevin Durant and you can't win. You're fired. It's I don't know. It's kind of dumb in my opinion. And I guess there was also the draft. I wouldn't know because Suns didn't pick nobody. Well, that's not true. They picked like two people who are going to have a huge impact. I mean, you never know.
Yeah. Well, it seems that the formula with your team is win now is kind of like the whole LA thing, the LA Rams, where they kind of just mortgage their future to win now.
Yeah, pretty much. And the Suns have never done that before in the past. They've always had good teams and good players, but then whenever it came to like keeping those players, they always let them walk. And I never understood that. But then again, we had a cheap ass owner in the past who never paid for players ever. But now we have a more aggressive owner, which is pretty cool to see. But I just want to see if it's going to pay out. I really hope that it does. And if that's the case, because I think I saw something that said the Suns won't have any first rounders till like 2033 or something. And I'm like, if it means winning a championship, I'm all for it. I'm going to be in my 50s before they get a first round pick. I don't care.
I mean, you can get those picks back with the commodities you have with Kevin Durant and Booker if worse comes to worse. So
God forbid, yeah.
Yeah. But what's good, Decrepit Storm? Yo, how you living today? As for me, my team has not been doing anything. I don't watch college, so the player, like anything regarding the draft, I don't really know anything about. I just hear how people talk about these players, and like obviously Victor, I can never say his last name. It's like when Benyana, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he was the big talk of the town because his size, him being able to put the ball on the floor, shoot, all that type of stuff, and he got picked first. It was kind of funny how he was talked about too, because him being the first pick was a foregone conclusion because the Spurs got the first pick, and then everybody's like, "Well, yeah, he's going to the Spurs," and it's like, wait, the Spurs had to make that decision, but obviously they're going to do that. But as far as who we picked up, I don't even remember his name. I just know his initials are JJJ.
Oh wow, Triple
Yeah,
J.
yeah, Triple J. Um, I guess I am a little excited because I seen him talk about his favorite player being Jimmy Butler. So it seems like him being with our organization is a good fit.
Well, that's
So
cool.
off of that alone, I'm excited. But him as a player, I don't know anything about. I'm not going to lie about it. And for me, I'm not in the mood to be excited for young players because we are supposed to be in also the mindset to win now. So if we need to trade those picks or you trade some of the young players we have, we need to do it to try to win something. It seems like because we were in the Bradley Bill thing. I think it came down to you or me. Funny
Yeah,
enough,
that is funny.
yeah. It seems like we're always like linked in some way. The
I
Heat and
know.
Suns. I don't know why
The
it's
Heat
like
and
that.
Suns, the Cardinals and Bucks. It's
Yeah,
like
that's true.
how does that happen? And as far as football is concerned, both you and I are going to be drinking buddies because
Oh
we ain't
man,
doing shit this year.
Jesus Christ! I don't even want to think about football. Honestly, I have my flag for moving. I still not. I still have not hung up my flag. You may have seen it before. I had it in my old videos. I would have it in the background whenever I was recording with my phone, but I have not even hung up my flag. I just have it sitting in the bag.
Collecting dust.
It's just my Bucks pride is just because I'm used to being trash. We've been trash before Tom Brady for close to 2 decades, so I'm pretty used to it. But I just don't want to be trash this way, where I know for sure we're wasting like Mike Evans' career and a lot of our defensive players' careers on that team. It's sad.
But Satsuki, you don't have faith in your new no first overall picked QB?
Yeah, Baker Mayfield. Oh man, I seen a video of him practicing and him and Trask were
Oh my
overthrowing their
god, I saw that
receivers.
video.
It was just oh man, it is what it is. Uh, Shark the plug. What is good, Shark the plug? What's up, KOA? How y'all been doing? Y'all doing good? I think we're doing well.
Yeah, pretty good.
Y'all seen that Black Clover movie? I don't watch or read Black Clover, so I have not seen the movie. I've seen some people talk about it, and
Same.
they enjoyed it. So
Yeah, I think I watched like 2 or maybe even 3 episodes of the first time I saw it. And everybody says, "Oh, it gets better later on." I could not get past the main character's really annoying, scratchy, nails on a chalkboard voice. I couldn't do it. He's always yelling,
yeah, that was
just
a
always.
big deterrent with Black Clover. I remember when it first came out. That was a real big repellent for people to get into the series. His Japanese voice actor and that that unique voice, to say the least. It did bother me too. I think I watched 6 episodes of Black Clover before I dropped it. And it wasn't like Black Clover wasn't anything bad. I just wasn't really in the mood for what I believe to be what I believe was going to be a long running shonen series, which it is. I don't know how far it is now, maybe in the 300s, but yeah, just wasn't up for it. But yeah, how are you guys? The rest of you guys doing? Please remember to like, subscribe if you aren't. We're going to get into things by talking about the first show of tonight, Oshi No Ko. We had a lot of shit talking about Oshi No Ko last podcast, unintentionally, I may add. It's not like we come up here, get in the huddle, and go, all right.
How much shit are we gonna
Yeah.
talk today?
How many negative points do we have on Oshi No Ko? And then we just feed off each other like that.
Right.
It just happened that way.
We gotta
But
stir the pot and talk about how Kano's overrated.
yeah. Woof. Did you read my notes? Did you read my notes? I may have something to say. If you're a Kana fan, just I don't know, just close one ear, close both ears. In fact,
leave right now.
Yeah, maybe. I'll try to stay objective with my opinions on it. But Oshi No Ko, how did you feel about this episode? Just general thoughts.
I kind of hated it.
Really?
Not like okay. So we got the annoying voice guy back, but it wasn't even technically him. It was Aqua for some.
Yeah.
It was obvious that it was Aqua because throughout the whole episode they were pointing at the fact that Kana likes this guy, and they're like, "Oh, he seems a lot slimmer." I'm like, "Well, fuck, there it is."
Yeah.
It's obviously him with a disguise on, and I feel like a whole lot of nothing happened this episode. It was nothing but just Kana saying, "I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. Okay, I'm good enough." At the very end, it's just like, "Oh, I'm still a rookie," and yeah, all that. I don't know. I just kind of was like, I kind of understood what they were going for. They were doing the whole, "Oh, you're a washed up child actor. Now you're transitioning to being older and you got to adapt and do new things." But I felt like they drug it out and it was just very boring. So I guess I wouldn't say I hate it. It was just not my cup of tea, and it was a little boring and just kind of compared to all the other ones, it was not my favorite.
Okay. Decrepit Storm said this episode was basically "I'm not nervous, you're nervous." So I think I'm going to disagree with you on this one, but it's weird because I don't really have that many positive opinions on this episode because, and it's more of a personal thing. I've never been a fan of characters that are very self-deprecating, low confidence. My favorite character, like, look at my name. It's Satsuki. It's Satsuki. Satsuki Kiryu is my favorite character, who is overflowing with confidence and I guess she believes in herself. So when it comes to characters that follow that opposite mode, I tend not to like them. So because of that, I wasn't that big of a fan of what Kana was going through this episode, but I still think it was important, and I don't think anything was like padded out or anything because it was showing how deeply rooted her insecurities were from being a child actor who, was pretty energetic, probably thought that she was going to be on a rise given that she had a decent amount of success at her age and how things fell apart. So it kind of makes this episode retroactively makes her love for Aqua a little better. I still don't like it necessarily, but now I kind of see why she would even fall for someone like that, because for her, she has very low self-esteem. So whenever somebody praises her or gives her the craving that she needs, which is self-assurance, she basically falls in love with him. That's why she fell in love with who she thought was the mascot bear guy. What is his name? Peon, something like that.
Peon.
Yeah, that's why she fell for, like, quote unquote fell for him and was dissing Aqua, because they had that talk and he said he was a fan of her and whatnot and all of that stuff, and it kind of showed, like, that quick turnaround showed you how fragile she really is. And because she tries to keep up a front constantly because she's the senpai in this group, the person that has the most experience with the industry, versus Meme-chan and Ruby. So she tries to play the role of the big sister with them, but as Ruby stated in the episode, she's just as scared and nervous as they would be in this situation. So I thought the episode was pretty good for her character. It's just that I'm not really a fan of her character, if that makes sense. Like we got a good character progression, good character development, but I'm not exactly a fan of the character that she is now. And that isn't to say that I won't like her in the future, because I think once she isn't as self-deprecating and moody and gloomy as she is now, maybe then I'll be more of a fan for her. But yeah, I mean, I think the episode was pretty good for her. And definitely great for Ruby, because this made me much more of a Ruby fan. And maybe it's just because Kana was so gloomy that she shine brighter for it in this episode. But I was like, thank God, Ruby, talk to her. We need somebody that has some type of pizzazz, some type of positivity with this episode.
Yeah, that's basically who she was in this episode. She's like, I can't sleep. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. And then the twist at the end, freaking Kana sees Aqua without the mask, and then she's the one that couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
It's like, oh damn, look what happened to you. But the Decrepit Storm, you're right. She basically fell for him after speaking to him for just 5 minutes. It's like, dang, that's all it took. It's like, hey baby, how's it going?
Yeah, see, because
I love you.
Because I had an issue with that. I was like, really? That's all it took? Weren't you all for Aqua? Now you're all for this dude. But then as the episode went on, I think that was just a reflection of how, like I said, how fragile she is and how easy it is to woo her with praise because she's so down in the dumps on herself.
Probably fall for a waiter that would take her order and say, thank you for coming.
I mean,
she'd be like, you got my order right.
If you hold the door for Kana, you may have a good chance with her. Like, legit.
It's like, oh, here, come in. She just looks at you intensely. Thank you so much. Here's my number. Call me.
There you go. Which you would think that she would have like some lingering fan or whatever. Somebody that appreciated her, but her only fan right now is Light Ruler. What is good, Light Ruler in the chat? Ruby showing she could be the leader of the group. Yeah, see how I perceive this group, and we talked about this an episode, maybe 2 episodes ago. What I like about Komachi B is that they so far right now, because I expect this group to be bigger. I like that they all bring something to the group. So like Meme-chan has her social connects, and she can get them to just look better when it comes to public perception. Like she's their PR person. You have Kana who brings the experience and is looking at things from a very pragmatic view. So whenever they're a little too high, as in they're too energetic and they're like they kind of get tunnel vision, she's able to see the big picture on a wider scope. And then you have Ruby, who, like what she did in this episode, she's their Genki girl. She's their energy bunny. Whenever they're down in the dump, she can be the one that can charge them emotionally to get them to believe in themselves. So that's how I perceive this team. I like the dynamics of these characters so far. Like I said, I expect them to get bigger, but yeah, nothing else but to go to the performance that we'll see next episode. So we'll see if Kana is really worth her salt as the center.
Remember, Kana is a rookie.
Yes.
They had to really emphasize that at the back end, like at the very end of that episode. It's like, my name is Kana, and I'm a rookie idol.
Rookie.
It's like, yeah, we know. We know you're a rookie. But that was the whole, I guess that was the whole thing, was that she was nervous. And that's what Ruby said. You've never done this before. You're a rookie. So go ahead and puke your guts out. It's okay.
On on a like watching them be in their early stages of being this idol group. It's kind of cool when you get when you're getting the beginning stages of what you expect to be like some big group or whatever, seeing how they come up and how they progress and whatnot. Because we got the when they were going to the changing rooms and how they how Ruby's mom is like, yeah, the big guys get their own private rooms, but we all had to be here in the general room, kind of just showing us like the humble beginnings of this idol group. So
Yeah.
I think just on that front, it's kind of cool just to sit back and
Yeah.
appreciate the beginnings of what we expect to be a big group.
Yeah, that is kind of cool, and how you just saw the different interactions. Let me borrow your false eyelashes. Anybody got some makeup? I need another stocking. Yeah, probably how it is behind the scenes too.
So crowded in there. I wouldn't be surprised someone just got their stuff stolen.
Oh yeah, somebody probably who took my fucking tutu.
They need to have like backstage fights. I need to see an idol fight.
Oh my god, I want to see someone pull their hair, and if they're wearing wigs, just have it rip off. It's like, it's not your real hair. No, bitch. Oh god.
Decrepit Storm said, "Of course, Aqua had to take off the mask out in the open in the kitchen and not in the room or anywhere else." Yeah, it's one of those contrived things that we had to do this for drunk. Like and it's crazy because it's someone as careful as Aqua doing that. So
Right.
but it's one of those things that it's like, this shouldn't have happened, honestly. But I understand why you did it. I'm not mad at coincidences that much unless it seriously affects my suspension of disbelief. This one was like, whatever. I know what they had to do.
Oh yeah. She goes down the stairs to go to the bathroom or get a drink. Of course, Aqua's going to be there without his mask. Of course, he is.
Yeah. Oh, QRW6 is in the chat. What up, KOA? Decided to watch the Babylon anime. The last 4 episodes, and was disappointed. Wish the politics didn't take over because the focus should have been on Magase. Yeah, Babylon. Did we watch Babylon on the podcast, or did I watch that on my own?
It doesn't ring a bell, so I would say you probably watched it on your own.
Yeah, I did watch it on my own. I forgot what season it came out. I want to say 2020, something like 2020 or 2019. But yeah, that anime had a strong start. I thought it was going to be something good, and yeah, I agree with QRW6. It kind of disappointed me. Yeah, he said 2019. I remember those days. Decrepit Storm said if they had a fight, some of their fans would probably be into that. I mean, but they would probably also lose fans because it would kill their public image.
Very true. Very true. I could just what I want to see in the performance. I purposely want to see them constantly messing up.
Oh, they could have some fumbles. True.
I feel like that should be like none of this perfect Love Live, knock it out of the park the very first time with no experience whatsoever. I want to see flubs. I want to see missteps. I want to see maybe even a stumble or a.
If that does happen, Ruby's going to be the person to do it. She has to be. She just looks like a clumsy character.
But I think that would be interesting just to see that, because it's like people are always nervous in anime, but it never shows sometimes. It's always just
they do the
I'm so nervous. I believe in friendship. Oh!
They do the thing where they write their names on their hand, on their palm, and then they eat it, and then they're good.
Yep, they just eat their self, and then they're good.
Yeah, that whole thing. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you bring a good point. And thinking about you talking about them possibly stumbling, it reminds me of Carol and Tuesday and how we were, we were in the early stages of that group, and I don't think they had stumbles per se with performing, but they did have like, we were with them when they were writing certain things and trying to figure out what songs they were going to do. And, so I do think it would be good if we got some mishaps in this performance, and then Kana's the one that gets them all together and gets them back in line. That'll be nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be some humble beginnings to it was a miracle.
Yeah. This 7 minutes miracle. The Crepa Storm said, "Will be interesting to see what direction they go with." Well, yeah, I definitely expect Kana to shine super brightly this last episode.
Meme-chan loses her horns.
Oh yeah, is that the first time we've seen her with those off?
That was the first time I remember.
Yeah, I don't think so, because I remember somebody, I don't know if it was here or somebody else or somewhere else, but someone was like, "Does she just have horns?" Or and I was like, "I don't know, really. I don't know what that thing is." But yeah, it was hair buying thingy that she wears at all times for whatever reason, even in public or private.
Aren't those known as headbands?
Yeah, headbands.
Yeah. Something. Yeah, I can't remember. But yeah, she wears it all the time because that's her look. Other than lying about her age and being a gamer. See, that's her thing.
That's the thing. I want to call Meme-chan cute, but then I think to myself, she's my age.
You can be cute at 25.
You can be, but it's less cute when you're a perceived high school idol. It's just something that sits in the back of my mind now, and I'm like, you're my age. Like, you can still be cute. I mean, yeah.
She's going to be collecting Social Security here before we know it.
Oh, man. Shout out to Meme-chan. She hasn't failed me. She hasn't really done that much for me either, but she hasn't failed me. People thought she was a demon. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, can we deny it, though? QRW6 says, Carolyn Tuesday performed in place of a bigger band and got the bad end of the stick. That was a tough upcoming they had to overcome. Philip is in the chat. Oh, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to say, I think I remember that. I think that was early on. That was early on when they had to do that. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I wouldn't mind watching it again.
Good show. What was it? 24 episodes, I believe.
It was. I remember it was the two-parter, and that was the one I picked, and it was a good one. So I was like, yes, I knocked it out of the park, and everything else since then has been garbage.
I think Carolyn Tuesday is my favorite thing of what you picked, but honestly, I don't remember all of our picks. We would have to go down a line and see everything that we picked. I think we did something like that before, kind of doing this ranking of everything that we watched and picked.
I think that was when we were celebrating our 100th episode.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, are we close to 200?
Are we? 200? Let's see.
I feel like we were close to it at some point, or maybe I'm wrong. See? Come in. I know you're dead, but tell us.
Speak to us. I got my Ouija board. Say something. He said he doesn't know.
Oh, okay. He's just speaking from the grave.
Yeah. Yeah, because we don't have the numbers on here, so we could be close to 200. We could. I could probably just like look at the playlist and then figure things out, but I wouldn't be surprised if we're close to 200. Because thinking about that, 200 is 200 weeks. Yeah, that's well over 4 years. But there's been some seasons where we've taken off. I mean, but yeah, I think we're definitely closer to 200 than we are to 150, I believe. That's my belief. Yeah, Philip is in the chat. Philip said, let's get the likes up so we can reveal our faces to the KOA boys. I don't know if you guys are revealing your faces, but yeah, you guys can see this mug and EA's mug if you get us to 500 subscribers.
Woohoo!
Either way, though, like please, because that'll definitely help us out. Decrepit Storm said, "Yeah, I think you did in the episode 100. I feel like you got to be over 200 by now. I think we're just under it. Just under it. You guys think we're getting an announcement for season 2 of Oshi No Ko? I'm not entirely sure. And the reason being is because I don't understand how these things work sometimes. There have been shows that have been uber popular that everybody loves. It looks great, it performed great, and it doesn't get a season 2 immediately. And then there are shows like Rent a Girlfriend. They get season 3 or even some other stuff that just, I don't know. It's I don't know.
I hate it. I want the KOA questions back. See, pull up. Well, you're gonna have to wait, QRW6. Sorry.
Yeah, we I want to do the questions, but I just don't have access to it. So you guys know
kind of a gatekeeper.
Yeah, you guys know how the questions go. You guys can ask questions as we're doing things, but you know how the typical questions are. It's the light ruler questions, it's the comic questions, and everything else in between.
And then specifically for me, specifically for C, about Vladilena, that's how it usually goes.
Yeah. But is there anything else to talk about with this episode?
Next week, or sorry, this coming week it's the last episode, right?
Yeah. Next episode is his last episode, the finale.
Time to see what's going to happen, and I feel like it's going to be a botched performance, and someone's going to twist their ankle, and the bear from World End Harem is going to come out of nowhere and maul Kana. I guess that's the reaction I thought I would get. Satsuki, are you there? Okay, I guess I lost Satsuki. I don't know what happened. Oh, okay. I guess I'll pad for a bit. Yeah, I guess it was too much for him. It was just the bear, mentioning about the bear from World's End Harem was just enough to put him out.
I am back.
Oh, Sasuke, I thought the bear took you out.
Oh wait, we're still talking about the what was the name of that show? I forgot the name of that show.
World's End Harem.
Yeah, that bear. We squashed the beef. We don't have any more beef. I just want to know where he came from. That's it.
We know where he came from.
Do we? Oh yeah, we did figure that out.
It's been scientifically proven.
Decrepit Storm said, is the Rent-A-Girlfriend author having something like V Komachi where they just get stuff through connections? Oh, you're talking about the season 3? I don't know. I mean, Rent-A-Girlfriend is very popular, so it getting a season 3 is not surprising in the sense of popularity. It's surprising in the sense of, for one, how quickly it happens, and for other series that are of the same ilk in its popularity not getting season 2s or sequels. That's what surprises me. So, like, again, going back to Oshi No Ko, I wouldn't be surprised either way. I wouldn't be surprised if it got a season 2 announcement immediately after it ends, and I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't get anything, because sometimes that's how the ball rolls. It's odd, but yeah.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
QRW6 says, speaking of Bear, the last episode of Golden Kamuy season 4 came out, and I was satisfied. The second to the last episode was wild. Yeah, and I seen announcement that they're going to have his it's going to animate his final season, so pretty good. I have to go back and read Golden Kamuy. I'll just start from chapter 1, but I was a fan of the series. I watched season 1, the entirety of it. Watched a little bit of season 2, didn't finish it, and that was all she wrote. So I'll go back in the manga.
I haven't watched any of it.
Pretty good show. Pretty good show. I think you would probably like it. Yeah, I think you would like it. It's a very long running series though, so be prepared for that.
4 seasons? Yeesh.
Yep. Manga is, I believe, in it like 300s. I don't know the format of the manga as far as how many pages are in a chapter, but I would imagine somewhere between like 19 to 20 something. That's how it usually rolls. But enough about Oshi No Ko. Time to talk about the finale of the KonoSuba spinoff. Megumin the anime. Explosion! Finally did it. We finally stopped with the cameos and got the actual faces of Aqua, Kazuma. We still got the cameo thing of Darkness just because she wasn't originally a part of that group when Megumin joined. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, we finally did things. I guess before we talk about the ending of it, how did you feel as far as the relationship with Megumin and Yun and the conclusion of it?
Satisfied with the ending. I was satisfied with it. I thought it was super hilarious. Yun walking in, saying all those things to her, and Megumin, she forgot about doing her daily explosion. So I just immediately thought to myself, she was going to do that right in the middle of the night. Yeah. Just do a nuclear explosion at 3 a.m, you know, just okay. But then Yun comes in, it's like praising her, saying she's a good friend, that she was going to do this on her own. And then she did the sleep spell on Megumin, and Megumin's like, that son of a... she did the old change clothes, changed out really quick, and went to the battlefield and whatnot. And I thought it was absolutely hilarious how Megumin was making fun of Yun, basically saying that she heard everything that they said, or that she said, the night when she was basically saying goodbye to her. And she's like, stop it, stop it, stop it. Oh, and she was just so embarrassed and just like, oh, I hate you, Megumin. And the demon's just like, can we like stop?
You guys leave the room.
Right.
Yeah, it's well, KonoSuba is known for like making fun of those common type of tropes, whatever. But yeah, that whole trope is crazy that this whole thing is a trope of somebody confiding into the person that they may have been averse to, like spilling their guts to, and then later they knock them out. Like that's an actual trope. Like
it really is.
I can think of off the top of my head. We always talk about Dragon Ball Z, so we got to do it here. That whole thing is applicable to Majin Vegeta telling Trunks how he loves him and all that stuff, and then karate chopping him in the neck.
Yeah. Yeah, he killed his own son.
I'm trying to think of another quick one, but yeah, it's the...
They do that in movies a lot too, especially the older ones, where they'll like lock somebody in a room and be like, no, it's my turn to be the hero. And they're like, no, stop, let me out.
Oh yeah, that thing too.
Mm-hmm.
That whole thing, the self-sacrifice thing.
Yeah.
It isn't your turn to die. Crane in the chat, what is good, Crane, said, fun fact, all of the cameos had their faces shown in the manga, and the light novel made it blatant that it was the characters. Huh. I don't think it makes it worse or better. It's just, well, I guess...
You know it's them.
Yeah. So I guess it is a little better in those mediums just because we all know who it is. It's kind of silly to me to kind of tease it, you know.
Right.
No.
But I guess just through Megumin's point of view, she wouldn't know who these people were.
Yeah.
So I guess you don't show their faces because of that. They're just background characters. I don't know.
It is what it is. But yeah, we faced off against big boy demon who wants his cat back, and Yoon and Megumin are like, hell no, you can't have my cat. And then they go up to him and try to give him a fake cat. And he's like, this ain't my cat, bitch. And then he rips apart of the cat, and then Yoon's like, you still not getting your cat back. Paralyzes him, ends up paralyzing herself. The Megumin comes in there and it just goes like, well, the last person who tried to take my cat, I blew him up. So I'm going for round 2. That was basically the synopsis of this conflict.
So yeah, that was pretty much it. And also that she blew up that one Eris demon.
Mm-hmm.
Did they show her alive at the end?
I thought that was the cat. I thought that was. I would have to look at it again, but I'm pretty sure that was the one who taught her the explosion magic. So
Chomsky?
Yeah. So as far as I'm aware, it's confirmed that that's the cat, because we didn't see Yoon meet up with anybody else. She was just in that cart with her. So I think that's what they were trying to show us, that.
Okay, because I was thinking it was the same person that died. I'm like, how did she live? I thought she was dead.
Yeah, I would have to look at that scene again, but I'm pretty sure that was the one who just taught her explosion magic. Matter of fact, I'm about to go to that scene right now.
All right. Well, I guess while you look for that. Yeah. Episode was pretty funny, pretty much a solid way to end the whole series, I think, especially because it was basically a spin-off / prequel. You know, that's all it really was, and we're leading into what has been announced. Sasuke.
Yes, I'm here. Go ahead.
They freaking all I can say is KonoSuba fans rejoice, because we have won. We now have a season 3 coming next year.
Woo!
I mean, we did it. It took, what, 7 years?
I think so.
I feel like it was like a long time, because they had 2 seasons, 2 OVAs, 1 movie, and 1 spin-off. And now we finally have a season 3.
Yeah, because last of KonoSuba was 2017. At least the anime. Like the TV series, the anime.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was 2007. And this season 3 is going to be for 2024. So nothing this year, but I mean, an announcement is an announcement. So that'll get the people excited for, you know. So this spinoff being a bridge in between that, well, you know, it held the fans over, was able to build some excitement, and maybe just be a super enjoyable experience for Megumin fans, because Megumin has a lot of fans. I don't know if she is the most popular character in the series, but she's pretty popular.
Yeah, Light Ruler will attest to that.
Yeah. Well, he's an Aqua person, so.
Yeah. Crane says, Eris died. The person at the end is the other half of Wolbach. Okay. Well, that's who that is then.
So are we saying that the cat is split into... I don't know what we're doing. That may be
I don't have to know.
It may be like some future thing. Who knows? But yeah. All we know is that that's the person that taught. That was the person that taught Megumin the explosion that was in the cart with Yoon when she saw her off. So more to come. I mean, it means that she's alive and that they could do more with that character who's like this super uber powerful demon lord. So they still have more story to tell with that. I guess that's what it's trying to say. QRW6 says, also remember we getting the author other work throughout the duration, and finally Crane said from a meta point, they were named like extras in the credits, worker with blue hair, thief with silver hair. Oh yeah, that's pretty funny.
That is funny.
Yeah, because the big demon guy was talking about how he wasn't at full power because of their actions, which I thought was like, see, that type of stuff I like when it came to not revealing those characters while having these cameos with them. Doing stuff where you're alluding to their influence on the world without showing them, that was a little more unique than just showing them in the background doing stuff.
Right. Yeah, that was... I did like that better.
Yeah. Because he was talking about how darkness did something to him and how Aqua did something to him and how that didn't have him at full power. But one thing I thought about watching this episode is I kind of understand it, but at the same time I don't. Megumin somebody should have picked up Megumin in their party. Because how can she defeat a big demon like this that was going to cause so much terror on that town, and then nobody wants her?
You know what it is?
It's the hat? I don't know.
No. It's whenever she uses her explosion magic, she becomes incredibly weak. Nobody wants to carry her.
They're just too lazy.
They're just too lazy.
We don't feel like it.
She's just like, help me. I know I helped you guys defeat everything, but help me. They're like, well, look at the time. I gotta go. See you later, Megumin. Bye.
Megumin can't weigh more than like 90 pounds. That, to me, that's a good investment for a person that could instantly win you most advanced requests or whatever. And all you had to do is carry them the one time they use it. And it's not like she's going to, well, she uses it every day, but it's not like you had to like carry her around every day. Because she can still move. It's just that she can't move well.
I mean, if anything, you could just freaking hook her up behind one of the horses and drag her back.
Oh my God. It's like medieval torture.
I mean, put her in a nice little basket. I mean, it'll be fine.
Yeah, you could definitely have a barrel or something to carry around.
Oh, stuff her in a barrel. I like it.
Oh, that'll work. She's the most popular character by a long shot. Aqua rigged last year. Aqua had a 5 times multiplier for votes, and she still almost lost to Megumin. Yeah, so yeah, Megumin is super popular. I didn't know she was that much popular as it compares to the other characters, but
I guess that makes sense. At conventions, I always see people cosplaying as her, and they have little stuffed chibis of her. But I don't know. I thought maybe Aqua would have been more, just because. Not more, but I mean, she would probably, if she wasn't the most popular, she would be like the second popular.
Yeah, she probably is the second most popular. It's just with Aqua, I know that she's a character that could rub people the wrong way. She could be annoying to some people. Megumin is a much more safer character in comparison.
Yeah, she doesn't really have any bad qualities other than what?
She's like a little weird, arrogant.
She's arrogant. She has a power that makes her weak and immobilized. But other than that, I don't know. I wouldn't say she's definitely not a degenerate like Darkness.
Yeah, Darkness needs to be in jail.
Darkness, out of the group of 4, is probably the most degenerate. Kazuma, he's an asshole. Aqua is what would you call Aqua?
Aqua's a lot of things. She's conniving, she's dishonest, she's self-serving. And I love Aqua. Aqua's my favorite, but she has a lot of flaws.
Yeah, and she's definitely has this holier than thou attitude, especially the first episode where she's not even paying attention. She's just eating chips and just like going, yeah, you pissed yourself when you died. Go ahead and pick your weapon, loser.
Yeah, that too. So she's kind of mean. But yeah, she joins the group at the end. We get like actually before then we got like a little montage or whatever showing what Yun was getting up to, and even before that, Yun and Megumin have their declaration to each other where Yun says if she learns advanced magic that they're going to have their duel and whatnot.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know what's going to come of that as far as an actual conflict, because these guys are, I mean, Yun already admitted in the episode she sees Megumin as her best friend. So I don't see any bad blood coming from this. I don't see it like some Naruto and Sasuke type of promise fight, or Goku and Vegeta, or any other rival you can think of. This is a pretty Mickey Mouse friendly, soft pillow type of rivalry.
They'll have a pillow fight the next time they see each other.
Yeah, they just need to tickle each other or something.
But this series, though it was, it wasn't anything like mind-blowing or anything. It was definitely for the fans of KonoSuba. If anybody never watched KonoSuba, I could see where they would think that this anime was just average at best. But it showed a new perspective for me on Yun for sure.
Oh yeah,
like Yun in KonoSuba was kind of this. I mean, she still is this timid little scared young girl and whatnot, but she kind of came more out of her shell in this series, where she wasn't really being pushed around. She was a big help for everyone, and kind of was a great factor to winning fights.
Oh yeah, she definitely had a lot more agency as a character here.
Yeah, because I always feel like in KonoSuba she was a joke character. Not to say she was terribly written or anything. It's just that, remember in KonoSuba, because I know it's been a long time for me, but just every time she'd be like, "I want to fight you. You are my rival, Megumin," and Megumin seemed to always be slapping her boobs and stuff like that. But she was just always like a little late for the action, because she was told to meet somewhere, and then she would like go to the mansion where they were at, and she's like, "Hello, are you guys there?" She was just a joke character. But this series really made me like her. Yeah.
And just we got more of the Crimson Demons in general, like the origin of Megumin, and knowing that there are other people like Megumin is just interesting lore for the world at large.
It is a shame that we never got to see more of the other side characters, other than 2 episodes max.
Yeah.
But we knew where the eye patch came from. That was the most important thing.
I wish that had more of a bigger impact, like her getting that costume or whatever, but I guess it's kind of fitting for a show like KonoSuba, where stuff where we may have thought that it was going to have like some big grandiose type of origin was just like, oh yeah, a friend gave me this. A friend gave me this as a parting gift. Not really much to it.
Mm-hmm.
Crane said the conflict was her intro in season 2, and she lost because Megumin lied and used tricks. I completely forgot. So much I forgot about KonoSuba.
It's been a minute for me, but I know it's one of my favorites. I might have to rewatch it again before season 3 comes.
Well, you got a year. I don't know what season is going to come out, but you got time.
It always came out in the winter, but I mean, I got time. That's a series I don't mind watching again.
Well, is there anything else that we want to talk about Megumin the anime and its finale? Or KonoSuba in general?
Other than our dreams have come true. We got season 3, and now we need another season of High School of the Dead.
Oh, that's
it's never gonna happen. Yeah. Never gonna happen. I know, because the actual mangaka is dead, so there's no way they can continue the story. But a man can dream. A man can dream.
Don't say that they don't have a chance to do it anymore with all this AI tech.
I mean,
write the story for him or something.
That is very true. The AI, they could totally make a sequel based off of AI.
Yeah.
And you saw that thing I posted the other day, right? The SpongeBob AI channel?
I didn't.
Okay, for those of you that don't know, some genius created, I don't know how they did it, but it is a SpongeBob AI show where literally everything is randomly generated, and they have SpongeBob and all these characters just saying the most random things that they would have never said on Nickelodeon.
Oh, Jesus.
You know what I mean, like very adult oriented and everything. So it's some of the funniest shit in the world. And yeah, if you haven't seen it, definitely give it a watch. Like I said, I put it in the chat. Let me get that again. But yeah, it's ridiculous that AI has come as far as it's come. Perhaps it was a mistake.
I'm going to say it was definitely a mistake. That's just me. At least when it comes to it leaking into the artistry of things. I've had this conversation with other people as far as like growing technology and its effect on stuff like this, because we can go past anime and the writing of it or the writing of cartoons. We can go music and stuff. Like think about how people got like FL Studio to where people didn't have to actually learn to play an instrument with their hands to be producers. You know, I think it's okay when you make things a little more accessible for the common man. Because it's a lot of beautiful things that have come out of that. Producers who aren't necessarily adept at handling musical instruments with their hands. But I think when you start to replace the human mind in those things is where I'm adverse to it. So like when you're able to create something just from words rather than the idea or a true concept of things, that's when I have an issue with it. And like AI art in general.
Yeah. It's definitely gonna be a bigger thing. I'm curious to see what's gonna happen with AI literally 10 years from now.
Watch, you guys are gonna have AI EA and AI Sasuke. It's not even gonna be me.
Right. It's just gonna be us going, hey, Sasuke! What did you think of that anime? Insert title here.
I am Sasuke. Like, subscribe. 500 subscribers.
We're still wanting 500 after all these years.
Yeah, it's going to be like the year 2035.
We still need 500 subscribers. Come on! Click that button.
Oh, man. Well, the last anime of the night Insomniacs after school. It should be noticed my favorite thing to talk about. But EA, how did you feel about this episode in general?
It was cute.
That it was.
It was cute and it was adorable, and they were playing footsie with their bare feet. I think that's forbidden in some countries.
It might be.
they were just touching. Well, first they were like, "Oops, sorry," and then they eventually just like were touching each other's feet, keeping them on there, just like, yeah, we're bad. We're keeping each other's feet, touching each other's. They did hold hands too, so they finally hit home base.
Yeah, I was going to say, are we going to address the elephant in the room? They did it.
They did. They are now officially a couple.
Ganta's a grown man now.
Yep. It's I think Marguerite's pregnant.
Possibly. That's why she eats all that weird stuff.
Yeah, she loves eating. Oh my god, this all makes sense.
She's eating for two.
Like, yeah, that's what she's doing. She's just saying, Oshi, it's so good. Why do you like everything you eat? Because I'm pregnant. Wait, whose baby? That's a silly thing to say, Ganta. It's yours. But we didn't have sex. Yes, we did. We held hands.
In
Kidding.
Public. Oof.
Of all things.
They're bold.
That is scandalous for sure.
Yeah. Shiro would definitely be she would definitely disapprove.
Yeah. She would take the two shrimps and interact what they did. Like, these are both your hands. This is what you did. Hey, don't play with your food.
We need her back. It would have been cool to see how she would have reacted to them two on this trip together, but it just made sense for the friends to show up instead, which I guess that's the other thing to talk about. So these guys ran out of food, so the friends show up to supply them with emergency rations, and it's all for the friends, including the one that you dislike. So how did you feel about her this episode? Was she still on your shit list? What did she do for you?
I mean, she did cook them food, I guess, and she didn't do that bad of a job, but she was very picky about it with the whole, you gotta cut it right. If it's not, it will uneven the blah blah. But was okay. I mean, she didn't do anything that made me want to throw her out a 10-story building. So it's all good. It's all good because she provided food. Freaking who's the really tall girl?
Ana Mizu,
the sporty tall one.
Yeah.
I now know why they call her a gorilla. She loves bananas.
She's like, oh, I got a banana for you, and I got a backup banana and another banana just in case that banana fails to sate your hunger, and then another banana just in case that one blows up, and then another banana just in case you lose that banana. She pulled
if that banana isn't ripe enough, here's another banana.
Yeah, she pulled like 7 of those things out of her bag.
Yeah, and then that's when her friend was like, the gorilla indeed, or whatever she said. But yeah, she's a true sporty type, because I don't know anybody who plays sports that don't eat bananas. You know, Spartan races, when I play dodgeball, they always have bananas.
Well, aside from her, Anamizu, and who did you keep calling there? Shizuku. Mizutani.
Yeah.
Her name, her actual name is Kanikawa. I'm looking at it right now on my anime list because I do not remember off the top of my head. But we had his friend, which I really like his friend. uh what is it Ukigawa? Is that his name? Ganta's friend.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool dude. He's like they're playing a tiny guitar for them. He had the whole song, which I think this happened in the manga as well. but of course, it being in a manga format, I don't remember singing like that. So hearing the actual singing in the anime was pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like the song. And
yeah, he certainly knows how to get the ladies going.
Yeah. It seemed like he had some little thing going on with one of the girls. No. The one with the pigtails.
Oh, the one that was doing a ghost story?
Yeah, her.
When I heard that noise, I knew it was either a deer or an elk because I know the sound of those creatures. That's how they sound like. And they're like, who's screaming? This is a joke, right? You're really committed to this. She's like, what you talking about? It kept getting closer. They're like, go! And then they all fell. And then Shizuku apparently fell into someone's butt.
I think, well, she may have. But I think it was funny when they all fell. Like, Nonon like didn't even fall into the pile because she trailed behind everybody because she's so slow.
I'm sorry. That was the one. She fell into someone's butt.
She didn't even fall. She just collapsed into them. She just, because they were already in the pile. They were like in this QB sneak dog pile, football dog pile, and then she just said, "Let me just get on top too."
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was like. It's like, hey, no fair. You guys are playing without me. Let me join.
Yeah. But yeah, they had their little visit there. We had fun with those characters. And like I said, it was cool to get Ganta's friend there because he was teasing him about Ganta and Magari being the thing. And what I really like about this show is Ganta doesn't necessarily deny it. He doesn't deny her feelings for her.
Yeah, he doesn't go, whoa, we're just friends.
Yeah. He kind of just lets him talk because he understands how he feels about her. He of course like says like they haven't done anything and yeah, he doesn't let him in on the kiss. But again, he isn't doing the whole thing of what are you talking about? Denying something that is very obvious. In fact, Ganta asked him, how does he know that? Is there something physically about him that he can see? And of course it isn't. It's just it's the air of his character.
Right.
Because he says that he's back to his cool self, which is
his non-lame self.
Yeah, you're not lame anymore. You're not boring yourself anymore. Referencing how he was before his mother abandoned him. Like how he was before. He was a very energetic person. Or I won't say very energetic, just a lot less gloomy than he was, like at the start of the series. So that's what he means.
I'm so sad.
You sound like a early Twitch streamer.
I'm just so depressed.
With the bad mic quality and all. But yeah, I like that. But when it came to Magari and Ganta, oh man, cute moments. I've already said it before. It's kind of like they're in a marriage simulation with what they're going through, cooking for each other, like doing laundry, all this type of stuff. But man, what I really loved about this episode was the very last moment where, and this was the moment when I read this in the manga, I knew for sure I was going to love this, and I was praying and hoping that it would get animated because I didn't know how fast the pacing was going to be for the anime. But I read this part and I was so enthralled with it. So Mom finds out about the sister leaving them unsupervised, and of
How'd she
course,
find out?
well, the sister's dumbass posted her on
Oh,
vacation on Instagram.
that's right. That's right. She followed she followed her Instagram.
It was so stupid. Oh my god. So yeah, the mom probably like, even if she isn't following her daughter, she can easily find out from her friend, like, hey, like Facebook is this, whatever it may be,
Right.
whatever the
Isn't that your
equivalent.
daughter
Yeah.
in Maui? I'm
Yeah.
sorry, what?
In where? Yeah.
just scroll, give me that fucking give her a call. What are you doing? You're supposed to be watching.
Yeah. So
But
she called up Isagi and told her that she needs to come back home since she's unsupervised, because it makes sense as a parent. You don't want your daughter to be alone in a house by themselves. Makes
with
sense.
a boy. And that was the thing that I was like, that's what a real parent would do.
Mm-hmm.
Real parents would be concerned. Real parents would try to break that up, because I understand. I get it. That's one of those things where, heaven forbid, she actually gets pregnant, not from holding hands or anything. But,
yeah, the other way to do it.
Yes.
The more disgusting way to do it, or the less disgusting way to do it.
Yeah, that way. But that's understandable. And in some animes, I feel like there's some parents, and it's just the way they're portrayed, and obviously it's for comedic effect and everything, where it's just like, oh yeah, you want to stay over? Oh, you want to be in her room? I'll shut the door. I won't do anything. They just peek around the corner and everything, just listening in.
Yeah.
Real parents wouldn't do that. Real parents aren't going to be like, go, come on, go to the promised land. You can do it.
They're not going to be like the shippers of these two. They're not going to be on a backseat just shipping them.
But yeah, I enjoy where this is going to, but she's going to be in deep shit. I know that.
Yeah. But it's one of those things where they're kids. They they came into this with an intention of getting the right pictures at the right location. So for them, it's what seems to be a once in a lifetime opportunity. So Ganta's taking it upon himself to go. He says verbatim, "I'm going to kidnap you, or allow me to kidnap you." And they're going to, in a weird way, they're going to do the whole they're going to elope and run away and do that type of thing. And there's going to be hell to pay when the parents get into the picture. But at least it will be some memories to go off of whenever Magri gets grounded or spanked or whatever.
Yeah, that. I think. It's one of the old things where, if you're gonna get in trouble, you might as well go all out, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been guilty of it, but I know I've been guilty of it, where if your parents find out something, you're not where you're supposed to be, it's like, well, if I'm going to be grounded, might as well make it worth my while. Like, I found out. All right, without getting too detailed, it was just one of those things where are you right now? Yeah, we know you're not there. We're gonna have a talk when you get home. So I was like, well, they said that, so I have to come home eventually. I might as well stay out a little later.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, so whatever. And sure enough, yeah, I was in deep doo-doo.
Yeah, I've gotten in trouble with the same type of thing of, staying out too late or something like that when I was middle school age, or maybe even a little in my high school years. But yeah, what is there to show you though is how Ganta has changed as a person, because as I said, he was a very gloomy type of pessimistic character, but now because of Magri's influence, he's someone that is passionate enough about something to like forsake the rules and kind of be selfish, because that's another thing too. He understands that this is going to put Magri not in danger, but this is going to get her maybe in more trouble and whatnot, but this is something that they really want to do, so they're going for it, which I appreciate it.
Yeah. But now what I'm thinking in my head is when the parents do actually come there and they do actually come to get her and everything, are they going to be as forgiving to Ganta, or are they going to be one of those types of parents that would be like, you stay away from my daughter, you ain't never going to see my daughter again, things like that, because there are those type of parents that are very overprotective, so to speak, and then especially with Marguerite and her heart condition and everything, it kind of makes sense why they would be that way. And also on top of that, he's a boy and they were alone, and
Okay, so how about this? How about this? Because only you can give me this perspective, EA, as a parent yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you were in the shoes of the parents. From your perspective, they know who Ganta is because Ganta's been at his house, so they met him before. So it's not like it's a complete stranger. So you know that your daughter is with this kid that you met a couple of days before. Mm-hmm. You already called Magri's sister, and you know that she's the one that left her, and not that they kind of just went on their own and did that. But then when you find out about them being unsupervised, you call her, she ignores you, and then she tells you that she's going to stay and take her pics or whatever. What is your reaction? Punishment? How do you respond to this?
That is a good question. Because speaking from what I would do, essentially, well, she definitely seems, as Ganta put it, the bratty type. Mm-hmm. The ones that kind of has the attitude, probably one that talks back too. And, teenagers that talk back usually, depending on the parent and whatnot, have those parents that have a short leash, I guess, so to speak, would be to put it. But, she did this. It wasn't necessarily her fault because it was the sister that did this. If anything, they're both in trouble. The sister's in trouble for leaving them after you specifically told them not to. And she's in trouble for basically ignoring and now essentially running after you found out all this. So, it's, to me, they're both in trouble. You're going to have words, but when it comes to teenagers, the worst thing you could possibly do to a teenager is take their phone. That's like the worst thing you could do.
So are you saying that should be the punishment? No phone?
You'd be surprised how well that works. Huh? But as far... Well, if she... here's the way I look at it too. She's a teenager. You're not going to stop her. If she's going to see this boy, she's going to go see this boy regardless of if you want her to or not. And what I personally would do is she could still be in contact with this boy, Ganta, but they're not going to have any more of those long trips like they used to have. Mm-hmm. No, sir. That is one of those, when you graduate, when you get out of high school, or maybe if you're on like high school trips, yeah, go ahead and do that. But, I'm pretty sure those are going to be more supervised from now on. And yeah, it's more of a they broke the rules and they have to learn that actions come with consequences, and so you need to learn that these are the rules. You can't break the rules. So that's essentially what I would do. No phone for X amount of days or weeks. But Ganta, you could still hang out with him. He could still come over, but it's not going to be like it was.
Okay. So that's on the side of how you react to Magri. How do you react to Ganta in terms of like I understand what you're saying. You're not going to like do anything to him, but how do you respond to him as you see him face to face? Like, do you say any words to him? How do you approach him?
I see. Yeah, I mean, me personally, it's one of those, this is someone else's kid, you know, this is not my kid to lecture. This is not my kid to tell what he should or should not do, because I'm not his father, you know? So what I would basically say is, I know you had good intentions and I understand you being a teenager and all, but this is my daughter, and you know, you need to understand that she means everything to me. So I would kind of make it in a way to where it's like, yeah, I guess I would kind of see what is his relationship for her. Like, does he really like her? And if I can see that he really does, he's not bullshitting, he's not just trying to get in her pants just to say, woohoo, I did it. I think I can understand, because we've all been kids. We've all been young, and we've all fallen in love before. So I can't be too hard on somebody where I understand. I was young once, you know, so I would say something along the lines of, yes, I hope you had fun, but just know this won't happen again.
Okay. See, I'm glad that we were able to have a topic that got you to give your take on this, because that was pretty insightful. We need more topics to get parent EA to talk. I really
well, thanks.
enjoyed
that. I never really have to bring out parent EA unless this is a very good situation in which to ask. So yeah, I'm glad to bring it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's a mature approach to it. It remains to be seen how the parents are going to respond. Of course, I know what's going to happen. I won't say anything, but remains to see what the parents are going to do, how they're going to react, and what's the ramifications of this whole escapade is going to be. But for the moment, because I think what the focus is going to be the last episode is Magri and Ganta doing what they're going to do. Which I've been hyping this up because I said the kiss wasn't actually the big moment in the series. So the last episode, in my estimation, is going to be the big thing that people are going to remember at least the first season of this anime for. Because if you guys didn't know, Insomniacs After School, much like we found out with the Megumin spinoff of KonoSuba, we're getting a season 2 of this. Which that has me super excited. Wasn't expecting that.
Wow. But I mean, that is crazy to think that this is getting a season 2.
Yeah. I wouldn't expect it. If you asked me if I thought this would get a season 2 going into it, I would say no. And not because I dislike it or I think it's bad, or for one, I just don't think it's that popular from what I've been seeing, because I don't see it a lot on my timeline. Whenever it's on my timeline, it's because I'm talking about it and I'm trying to hype it up. So it's not one of those shows. It's not an Oshi No Ko. It's not a Vinland. It's not even a Megumin spinoff to where I thought it was going to be a shoe-in for a season 2. But I mean, a lot of things have season 2. So glad it was this one. And hopefully more people join on the bandwagon with the show. I think is one of the best things that we got this season. I say it every time, but this is a true romance series, devoid of the usual cliches and tropes that hold back the genre. So it's ironic because it's a high school tailored anime, or we're in a high school setting, but it's one of the more mature romance series that we've gotten. So I feel
like it's very underlooked too. Like, I feel like there was a couple of other romance ones that came out this year, and those got praised so highly. But for some reason, this one, though I personally feel like it's more realistic and natural and not as tropey as the others, it just for some reason was like, probably overlooked. And you know what? If it wasn't for this podcast, I probably wouldn't have even have watched it, because just based off the cover and just the synopsis alone, I would have said, oh, okay, this is going to be one of those, and just skipped it. And I would have missed out on all of this.
Yeah.
And that's probably what's going on with them.
When I picked it, I was kind of scared of what it could be. The only thing that I had as hope for the series was its good score. The good score it had for the manga. So it being scored in like an 8, I had faith that it was going to be something good of it. I didn't know it was going to be like this though, because I really enjoyed the series way more than I thought I would. And you talk about like the realistic aspects of the series. You know what I think? You know what I think it is about this series, and this is not a shot at all mangaka that do romance or rom-coms. It is a shot at some though. I think the reason why the series feels so realistic is because this mangaka has actually been in a relationship, like an actual mature relationship. Because
you mean they don't marry their 2D drawn animated character?
Yeah, that for one. They're not marrying the mangaka isn't married to Gonta, because I think the mangaka is a woman. I'm not entirely sure. Really? Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. That isn't to say that she can't be married to Magri if she doesn't want to be.
Right.
But yeah, I think I think they're in an actual relationship, because you kind of see people's ideas through the stories they create. Not to say that it's a direct reflection of their philosophies or viewpoints or wherever it may be, but because it's so realistic, it gives off the feeling that the mangaka has been through this before. They just have a well balanced, or they talk to a lot of people who've been through it before. Because a lot of romance, I think, are just too idealized. It's too fairy tale like. It's kind of like you rip this off from Shakespeare or somebody. Right.
It's either it's either fantasy. What am I trying to say? It's either that whole idolization of just like what a perfect relationship should be, or it's a fantasy of this most beautiful girl or guy walking into your life, and you know they become your everything, and I feel like a lot of, and I understand why those mediums exist. You know, they definitely should be there, because you know it is there for a reason. But I feel like we need more shows like this as well to kind of balance it out, where it's not too much of that, you know, Prince Charming and versus, I guess, just how an actual teenager would react with another teenager.
Yeah.
You know, instead of this, no, I am the most popular person, I'll never date you. No, this is very good.
Or the thing where it's like they're in a relationship because the other person literally, like quite literally, saved their lives or something like that.
Yeah. Said that they were cute. You know, they were sick and just so happened to say their first name. You know, it's ridiculous.
And again, it's not a shot at series like that. So don't get me wrong. Any viewers that are like still watching at this point, don't get me wrong. It's not like shows that are very dramatized that have that type of fairy tale-esque writing in it are bad. It's just that it's oversaturated, and there needs to be a balance. When you get a realistic type of series like this, it's like a bottle of fresh water in the desert when you've been getting this, the same old from other romance series. And like I'm not even used to saying romance series. I'm so used to saying rom-coms. I had that whole rant last week about it, but everything is a rom-com. Everything is a comedy instead of just a pure romance. And I think is part of that is because some mangaka are just afraid of doing it this way, to where they had to actually rely on primary things like the relationship of their actual characters. And it's harder when you don't rely on gimmicks or like great character designs. Because is there a character in this series that you would look at and you go, yeah, I want a figurine of that character? Like nobody wants a Ganta figurine. Nobody wants a Magari figurine. Like they aren't built like that.
Nobody wants a Shizuku figurine.
They're not like the character designs are very, I won't call it realistic, but they're very conservative. They don't stand out that well. And it's right. I think it's intentional because it's supposed to give you that realistic feel.
Right. Like you wouldn't expect any of these characters to have their own figure. But if you saw someone that was like a Maureen, oh my goodness. Yeah. that's the type, like that's the polar opposite of the show, where you have somebody who is that definition of, cuteness and beauty and, just that fantasy element of just like, wow, this beautiful girl walked into my life.
Yeah. It sells you on the aspects that should be emphasized in a romance series rather than like I said, things that you look at on the outside that are kind of gimmicky-ish. It doesn't try to sell you on the uniqueness of the show. It doesn't try to sell you on the character designs. It doesn't try to sell you on wacky personality types. It's just, this is romance. We're going to tell our story, and it's a pretty good story.
Yeah. Why can't more shows be like that?
Just, it's our duty to search them out. It's a lot of shows that are like this, but we just don't know about it because the popular ones aren't like it.
Yeah, and I feel like those are the ones that you definitely have to express your feelings for and hold on to and turn people on to, because that's how certain shows get popular. I would have never have known, and I'm not even talking about romance right now, I would have known and nor would have never given a shot to Odd Taxi if you didn't say anything about it. And that became probably one of my favorite shows of all time. Like, I don't know anyone that even talks about Odd Taxi other than you and I and C.
Yeah, that show was so great.
It was really good.
Same thing for me. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. And like, I've watched a lot of shows. We both watched a lot of shows. So that's saying a lot, honestly.
And I remember, like, we didn't even watch it the season it came out, but you turned me on to it. And I just so happened to watch it. It's like, I want to watch it again. We watched it as a Nakama Club with C.
That's such a great show. But I think that's, is there anything else you want to say about Insomniacs After School?
No, I'm just curious to see what happens at the end, and when the next season comes out, I don't know where else we can go from here. It's crazy because it's like we're at the point in the series where it's not like, are they going to kiss? Are they going to be a couple? Yeah. No, they're already there. It's kind of refreshing.
Yeah, that's another thing on it too. Some series trying to sell you on a will they, won't they type of thing. As much as I love Kaguya-sama, but it sells you on that too with their relationship being in the state of limbo and there being this push and pull type of thing going on with them. Rent a Girlfriend does it not intentionally. I think it's just I guess it is intentional in that sense, but I don't think it's intentional in a good way, because that's just, I need more money, more chapters. But yeah, it's just, they're pretty much a couple. They're not official in a sense of them saying boyfriend, girlfriend, but they're everything. They're everything. Boyfriend, and they're everything in that type of relationship other than the title itself. Like I said, this whole arc of them being in this house has been a marriage simulator.
Yeah, it really has.
QRW6 said, when I look back on this season, I realized I watched 16 anime weekly with 6 anime in a back burner. That's insane, QRW6. That's insane.
I can't say that I can do that anymore.
Yeah, we don't have it in us. Our legs don't work the same.
Yep, Malabago.
But yeah, that's all there is to talk about the show. So, DA. One question for you.
What is it, good sir?
Where can they find you?
Oh!
He said it.
You can find me at Everything Animated. I not really doing much. Still need to fix this damn computer. Then we'll get this ball rolling. But that doesn't mean I still can't stream. So what does that mean? I'll tell you what it means. Subscribe to my channel for the the third season, which the first episode, whenever it decides to come out, of Rent a Girlfriend. And we will be shitting on that show from sun up to sundown. And we'll be talking about it in great length, because it looks like there is another character added in there for some fucking reason. But, I never understood this show to make sense, so why would it try now?
I wonder if I know the character that's new. I wonder, but I don't know much about them. I just seen a picture of them. I wonder if that character is going to be another stall merchant to Chizuru and Kazuya.
I don't know. All I know is what I know from Hollow. And when he told me about her, I was literally like, wait. And this was, mind you, back when I was still doing season 2. I was like, wait, do you mean to tell me that there's another character added in? Yeah, she's just kind of there. Oh. Okay, well, I guess another show to shit on, another person to talk shit about. But yeah, so subscribe to that. Next month is July, so I will be talking about it. It'll just be me, Rising, and maybe somebody who's currently dead. We'll have to bring them back from the grave.
Yeah, I'll call it a necromancer. We'll get something started. Yes. We already have our sacrifice, or our relics and everything that we need. I have my Sabelina t-shirt. I have the chains that he has in this lolly dungeon.
I have my pork sticker.
Ooh. That should be enough.
And then what else do I have? My King of Anime shirt.
Yeah, that'll definitely bring it back.
All right. Can't wait to bring it back. So like, share, subscribe to my channel, and we will discuss that on a weekly basis. Oh yes.
I can't wait for it. And I don't watch. Listen, guys. I don't watch Rent a Girlfriend. I've watched one episode of it, and it wasn't even an episode. It was 8 minutes of it, and I dropped it because I realized that Kazuya is a loser, and I've never and not a loser in a good way that I thought had potential to change, like Tomoko. It was the type of guy I could never forgive. 8 minutes of it. But yet I still tuned in to the Rent a Girlfriend podcast anytime I was available. Sometimes I couldn't make it, but it was a good time. So definitely subscribe to EA for that, because those podcasts were great. But as for me, Sasuke the Savage, you know who it is. You can find me on my YouTube. You can find me on my Twitch, Twitter with the same name, Sasuke the Savage with a DA. You see it on the screen. Currently streaming Nikkei on my Twitch for the next 2 weeks, as I am on a hunt for a desk so I can get things moving. Eventually too, not only would I try to get a desk, I will probably try to get a new PC that can handle all the things I do, editing, gaming. Not necessarily a gaming PC, but something a lot more powerful than this one. Because this PC I have, I say it all the time, is a piece of shit. It's basically a school computer from 10 years ago. It's not a good deal. But yeah, I'll probably try to get a new PC. I have a long list of things I need to get, so hopefully I can get it by next week. And then, I mean, by that time, we'll be in a new season of KOA. So if I get all those upgrades, by the time we have a new season, that would be cool. But yeah, subscribe to those channels. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Have a good night, y'all. Peace. And Johnny.
Later.